help to make NIX-IT a household name. Remember, no stain,
no pain,
all gain.
Ready? Ready. Want to set the clocks?
Okay, great job, guys. Great presentation. Anytime you're producing a consumer product, you got to think about the competition. And consumer products have the biggest competition out there. The barriers to entry tend to be low, but it's all about branding, right? And you guys talked about how branding is going to be the most important thing that you're going to be doing. So, how do you think that you're going to go up against the big brands that already exist? We've got Scotchgard, which is one of the best-known products for stain protection right now. What's your plan to protect yourself, or rather compete with them?
So one of our major differentiating factors is that we are non-toxic, water-based, non-flammable, and that's something that consumers currently don't have an alternative to. And so consumers that do buy for, let's say, Scotchgard, Never Wet, we're offering them an alternative. And as for in terms of marketing, how we're going to differentiate ourselves, David can expand on that.
So you look at companies like Nike. They make shoes, correct, and clothing, but in their commercials, they don't necessarily talk about their shoes or their clothing. They talk about great athletics and great athletes. That's what's going to separate us when it comes to marketing, is that we're going to talk about the people we're making NIX-IT for and what it does for them, instead of just having us talk about how we're not flammable and we're non-toxic. Because yes, we will let our customers know that through other things, but we really want to show people that we're a different company. We're a brand that's there for the people.
Did that answer your question?
It did. Let me ask a follow-up question. What is preventing Scotchgard to produce a product like yours? Why could they have something like that if there is a demand for it?
Right, so they have a great customer base and they're able to generate a great amount of revenue based on that. And so they don't necessarily feel that it's important to pour funding or financing into developing a product such as ours. For example, ours has taken a while to develop. It's not something that just, was developed over a few months. And because of that, if they're generating so much revenue and money, they feel that it's not really necessary to offer something when their current line of products is doing great.
And where are you planning to manufacture this? Have you sourced the manufacturing?
Yeah, so we're going to manufacture it at Materials Modifications Inc., which is the company that we're working with. And as for packaging and distribution, we're working with A&L Packaging to supply the bottling and take care of that. And then we're going to have the customers pay for shipping. So that's how we're going to distribute it through public channels such as USPS, FedEx, and other ones.
Okay, one last question. The packaging itself, the choice of the bottle that you use, if it's a consumer product, when you first came on stage and I had read about what this was, I thought it was a cleaning solution, because that's the kind of bottle that we typically see for cleaning solution. So, okay, that's your alternative. Okay.
Right, so, yeah, sure, maybe the bigger bottle, that's fine. But this small bottle, I think, really conveys that, and also, we're making an effort really to, if you even saw the color scheme of our presentation, we're an eco-friendly team. We really care about the environment, so we're making an effort to make sure that our customers know we stand for the environment.
How easily does it adhere? Are there any disadvantages when you compare this to some of the other products in terms of adhering to the material?
Right, so one of our major differentiators is, one, the application process. Many of our competitors have two-step applications in the sense you have to apply one coating and then let it dry for around 24 hours and then apply another separate product on top of that. What our product does is you have to apply it simply once, and then when we really differentiate ourselves based on the scientific aspects is you have to use heat to activate it. So we're using a dry cleaner or an iron that people have in their home, and that's where we really honed in our target markets as well. Is we don't we realize business professionals, new parents don't have the time that our other competitors require in order to use their product. And in addition, in terms of other differentiators, our product is also, as I mentioned, non-toxic, water-based, which our competitors, they use toxic chemicals. So that's also an impact on yourselves.
Are there any materials that you wouldn't put it on?
Right, so there are limitations to our product, and that's why we do plan on having product expansions. For the NIX-IT for personal use, we generally recommend putting this on absorbent materials, so more like your porous materials, like fabrics, for example. That's what we have, whereas, for example, leather, suede, we have to create a little bit more of a different formulation in order to accommodate that type of service.
Right, because I'm thinking even jeans, right? Is that...
Yes, jeans would also have a slightly different formulation.
Because you can't put that in. The expensive ones you
Yeah.
can't put in...
Absolutely.
Get any heat towards
Right.
it. Right?
And additionally, we have the NIX-IT heavy duty, which is shown here. That's for industrial, so that's not even clothing. That's moving into like metal, right? Like we could be NIX-ITing like factories and making their processes much easier.
So, I was just thinking about the usability. So I don't launder my shirts or suits, they all go to dry cleaning. So how does that work? Now do I have to spray them separately and then re-iron my shirts?
Okay, so what this works, basically, first off, right now this is a new product, right? Like not a whole lot of people quite know about stain defenders. So at the moment, yes, you would have to, spray it and then put it back, like give it to the dry cleaner again. Or in this case, with expensive things, we recommend ironing it. It's much easier. You're probably going to do that anyway. So if that answers your question.
So perhaps this is better for kids then, for right now?
I would say no. I mean, it's usable in all cases, especially because it lasts 5 to 6 washes. So that's going to last you a long time.
So you're saying pre-coat it before you send it to dry cleaning?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, or like if you're not planning on sending it to dry cleaning, you can just iron it at home.
Right.
That would have the same effect.
And then how do you spray? You spray the entire shirt?
Yeah,
all-
completely just cover it with the spray.
How long does it take to do that?
1 minute, 2 minutes, 2 minutes, probably. Accurate estimate.
Yeah, it depends on how fast you go.
Uh-huh.
I'm still on that one too. So I don't dry clean nor do I iron. So I have a shirt I put in the washer. Is it wet when I put your product on, or do I do it? Because you said I can put it in the dryer as well, right? That's enough heat to generate your product to stick on. So is it after the wash?
Right, so generally we recommend actually not washing it when you apply the product, and the reason for this is that the soap breaks down the product, and that's why we say it really has a lifespan around 5 to 6 washes, because the soap is what breaks it down. So for the initial effectiveness of the product, to get it activated, you have to first put it in the dry cleaner. You can't wash it immediately.
Or apply it to an already clean product. And then dry
Right,
it
exactly.
once
Again,
again.
the steps are simply spray, dry, and use.
And if you're reusing it, would last for 5 to 6 washes, as they mentioned. So you don't have to apply it all the time, just every 5 to 6 washes.
What about furniture? So that's going to be the next product. And Scotch Guard is of course used a lot for for furniture. Can this product currently be used, or does the formulation have to change?
Yeah, so the reason it's one of our expansion products is because the formulation does have to change, and that's because we want to increase the durability of the product. Currently, we do use it's non-toxic and non-flammable, which means that it's also biodegradable, and so we would have to alter the formulation of our NIX for furniture use, just so you don't have to apply it frequently.
But just to be clear, it still works on normal upholstery. Like if I have a fabric sofa, go ahead, use this product. It totally works. We're talking about for like leather and stuff. We're still fine-tuning the solution to make sure it works.
Okay. Can you talk about how you came about your pricing? Did you do any research on the price points?
Right, so we looked at our competitors and we wanted to be competitive with their pricing. So for example, Scotch Guard, their 16-ounce bottle is $14.99. So we wanted to be competitive with them, and ours is slightly cheaper because it's water-based. So materials are less expensive. And we consulted with our financial advisor, and he said coming in at $9.99 would be effective to draw customers to our product, and it's a good price to compete.
2 questions. Do you have any IP protection? And number 2, what about carpets?
So yes, on carpets, that would also include our furniture expansion. That would work on that purpose. And in terms of intellectual property protections, we actually consulted a patent attorney who had a background in chemistry, and she advised us not to patent our product That being that our formulation is a trade secret, and we realize that if we do patent our product and it's rejected or accepted by the USPTO, we're essentially giving these larger corporations like Scotchgard, the formulation to take our product, redevelop it, and then bring it to market faster than we can, or violate our patent, which at the moment, from like a small company, we don't have the means or the financing to defend off.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.